Well, we're joined this evening in the studio by Rasheeda Adams. She is a gender and social advocate, and joins us in the studio tonight to analyze this matter in greater detail. Hi, good evening to you, Rasheeda. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
When you saw this video for the very first time, what was your first reaction?
Okay, so this video is sort of the first thing I saw this morning. I thought it was just abhorrent. And what even made it, sexual harassment is wrong. Objectification of women's bodies is wrong. But what stood out for me was the fact that this man decided to take this moment from her. It was a moment that was special to her. She's worked hard. She's going to get an award. And of all the things he could have complimented, her hair, like her looks, fine, you are beautiful. Or you don't even need to compliment her looks in that moment. Serwaa, you've worked hard. This award is probably, a manifestation of all the work that you've done. And so, whatever, and continue whatever your job is over there. What did that have to do with her butt? And just look at how he said it with so much, I don't know, Serwaa, look at your butt. Literally in that moment, it was as if she didn't matter, her intellect didn't matter, the reason why she was there didn't matter, and it was all about, her butt. And, if he had said at that moment, Serwaa, you are beautiful, I don't think anybody would have had a problem with that, with him mentioning her beauty, on that platform. But you just don't say, look at her butt. She's going to feel degraded. She's going to feel... Imagine if someone has said, oh, Kofi Kapito is coming, on the stage to come and receive an award. Oh, Kofi Kapito, I like you because you have a small penis. Or because you have a big penis. Or because you have a big stomach. Like, it's the same thing. It's inappropriate generally to make remarks about specific parts of people's
objectifying
bodies.
People.
Objectifying people.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
So already we know Serwaa has tweeted about this, saying that this is a classic case of sexual harassment, and it's coming at a time when there's not a lot of talk about how we are approaching this deep-seated problem of sexual harassment. What ought to happen with this case in helping us to root out how we've normalized sexual harassment in this country?
I think that obviously the education, this opportunity. I want to commend Serwaa just for speaking out. I've heard someone made this lame argument that she could have spoken up there. Imagine what it would have looked like. He would have actually taken more of her, of the time that was meant for her if she had spent the time talking about him, talking about her butt, but she chose not to, which is fine. And the next day, she did this on her social media handle. That was brilliant. She called him out. That is important. It's important for us to call people out when we are uncomfortable. And going forward, I think the roasting that he has gotten will show him, will teach others. If he hasn't made any attempts to apologize by this time, I would find that very odd. Okay,
well, truth is, he did come here this morning to try and come and apologize. But we were clear that you stood on a public platform to make those comments against Serwaa Amihere and her person. So use the same means to render an unqualified public apology. That didn't happen. He stormed out of the office here after that request was made of him.
I think that the only reason why he probably even came here is because of the public outcry. Because there are actually people who are still saying, oh, but it's just a compliment. This is not a compliment. If you think this morning I made a post, on my Facebook about what is actually, a compliment and what is sexual harassment. No, that is sexual harassment. That is rubbish. You didn't see anything about the person when they posted a picture or when you saw them in public. You saw nothing but their ass. And you say it in a way that will embarrass anybody. I like your chest, your boobs. They are very... You don't need to talk about people's boobs when you meet them and you are talking to them. Just say you look nice today. What does that have to do with anything? Now, he's doing this because he's been caught. It's just like all the other people who do things and are caught and then all of a sudden they feel like they need to apologize. He needed to apologize. He should have done better. He should have, first of all, called Serwaa, expressed his just, utter disappointment at himself, and then asked for forgiveness from Serwaa. And that aside, obviously, like you said, these statements were made in a public domain. And actually, giving a public apology doesn't mean that Serwaa is still going to be, you are entitled to give an apology, but people are not even entitled to take this apology from you. And so if Serwaa had even said, you know what, it's okay, you go on public, or you go into the public domain and people say it's okay, we still need to see that this pattern is not going to continue. A lot of people have done this. They have just not gotten the opportunity to do it on a big scale. People do it to us all the time. You go about say, hey, unufu, hey, your ass, hey, your breasts. It's very bad. Sometimes you want to wear a very nice dress, but you look at how your breasts are probably going to, and then people are going to be talking all manner of things about you. And some of us who have cars, we haven't even absolved from this because you are in your car, and people, even still in traffic, people still peer through your window. Hey, madam, I like your breast. Like, people actually say that to you. Just imagine going about with all, look at how intelligent some of these girls are. Look at Serwaa. Look at what, the kind of work that she's doing. And this man sees nothing about her but her ass.
So in what we have seen, beyond the public roasting and the outburst of anger and the condemnation of what he has done, what do we do to stop this practice? Because some will say that we can talk about it today, tomorrow, and then it will fade away like every other story. How do we ensure that this does not become any other topic for discussion for a day or two and walks away? What kind of action should we take to say that we are drawing a line in the sand and this must happen no more?
You have a role to play. You, the media of GH1, of all the media houses in Ghana, you have to keep the conversation going. And we, the people who sit on social media and talk and a few people listen, we too have to, and we have been talking about this. It's just because high-profile figures like Serwaa haven't been in the mix, and that is why this is not. Feminists have been talking about this. Gender activists have been talking about this. We have been telling women that when people objectify you in that manner, speak up for yourself. Sometimes somebody calls you, wanting to do business with you, you get there and they say, oh, I just thought you are beautiful, or I just like your figure, so I thought that, I should. Somebody calls you, you spend your time, man hours to go and meet them because you think it's business, and this is what they greet you with. And so, let's keep the conversation going. And women, I keep saying that there's going to come a time when we can't use, oh, we are not supposed to talk as an excuse. No, you're supposed to speak out. Serwaa did that, and I'm so proud of that. And if he had done that to me, I would have done the same thing. I would have dragged his ass from here to hell. But not all women have the same privileges that we do. I can talk against Kofi Kapito and nothing will happen to me. But some other 20-year-old intern cannot. And who knows how many comments of such nature he has made, how many butts he has slapped just because he finds them nice. So if he can do this to Serwaa Amihere on a global stage, imagine what he does to probably young interns in the hallways and in the corners. And so it's about time we stop, thinking about the consequences and start thinking about ourselves. This man is saying something to me that makes me uncomfortable. Let me say something about it. Sometimes speaking up, yes, it has consequences. If he's your boss, for example, and you cannot afford to lose your job, yes, but we who can afford to speak about it, we should. We absolutely should. And Serwaa did the right thing by speaking up about it. And we have had certain arguments like, oh, but women make themselves beautiful so that men can talk about them. If you see a woman, you think she's beautiful. Oh, I think you are as beautiful as the sun. I think your eyes sparkle. I think you are kind. I think you are intelligent. I think your brain, I love your brain. There are so many things you could say to a woman that can portray your feelings rather than things that are overtly sexual. It means that you don't see her anywhere, aside, her looks. He looks at Serwaa. He doesn't see a brain. He doesn't see all the years of hard work in school. He doesn't see all the years she was probably an intern. They were probably sending her around before she became who she is now. He didn't see any of that. He didn't see her struggles. All he saw was an ass. And that is just condemnable.
Okay, thank you very much, Rasheeda, for joining us today in discussing this matter.